Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, if you're not new, big welcome. Today we're in for another exciting time. Look at what we're making, beet roses. I just call them beet roses because I don't really know what to call them, because actually they are rolled up like roses. It's not a tart, it's not a turnover, it's not Danish, though they are rolled up like Danish. But anyways, it's really much ado about nothing. So as you can see, we're making beet roses. I just decided, I started thinking lately, because a lot of us run away from fruits and vegetables because we have this notion that they don't really taste that great, So that's what got me really thinking. So I decided to use beetroots for this, what I made here, beet roses. Beets, they are actually packed with essential nutrients. They are a great source of fiber, and it contains manganese, potassium, iron, and vitamin C. Actually, beets, they are very good. They improve blood flow and lowers blood pressure, and it also is good for exercise performance. So, and the list goes on. Anyways, let's go into what we're doing today before I deviate. So stay tuned. Anyways, right here we have some beets already washed, peeled, and I'm going to cut them and juice them right away, because we're going to be using the juice for what we're making, our beet roses. Okay, so right now I'm juicing my beets because I just need the juice for this recipe. I'm using my omega juicer. So right here I have the beet juice. I'm going to set this aside for now. Right here I have my mixing bowl ready, and I have my eggs. I'm going to break my eggs, and I'm using 2 eggs for this recipe, as you can see. So I'm adding a little bit of milk to my eggs, and I'll give that a quick mix. And then I just added my mixture of butter and a little bit of sugar, and I'm adding my salt to my mixture. And now I'm adding my flour. As you can see, I just mix that, put a little bit of water, and I'm gonna be using my hands now to knead my dough. I washed my hands. So I'm gonna knead this dough till I get kind of if you are used to chin or chin kind of consistency, as you can see. So I had to split it into 2. I'm keeping half for now. I'm working with this half. I have my beets here, my beet juice that I'm going to use now. Remember the beet juice that I got? So I'm adding my another flour to this flour that I have in my mixing bowl, and I'm adding my beet juice to it. I have my gloves on because without that my hands might get really messy. So I will advise, when doing this, you have to be careful, because if you have beets all over the place, it might look like a crime scene. So I'm done mixing my dough. It's now time, I'm flouring my board. It's time to knead, to roll with my rolling pin. So I'm going to roll this as flat to be like about 1/16 of an inch flat. I want to make it as flat as possible. 1/16 of an inch thick. So for this, if you're going to make this, I'll advise for you to be a little bit patient. You have to take your time. So now I'm just cutting out with the lid of my peanut butter container. So if you have a cutter, you can use that. You can use whatever works for you, but this is what I have, so I'm using this. So while I'm just cutting all this, because I'm just going to keep them as my petals that I'm going to be using for later. So I'm just taking all of them. I'll put them aside. Like I wanted to say this, you have to dedicate your time to do this if you really want to do it. So now I'm taking each petal. I'm using my small rolling pin because I want them to be really, really flat, really thin, not thick at all. Like I said, about 1/16 of an inch, very, very thin. So as you roll, you try to make it as round as possible. It's a bit time consuming, but it's worth it at the end. So now we're done with the white one. We're doing the one with the beets. We're just doing basically the same thing like what we did for the other dough. We're doing the same thing, cutting out the petals. Now take each one again. I use my small rolling pin and roll them to be as flat, as thin as possible. I always say this, cooking is an art, so I love to be creative. I love creativity. I might do this today and I'll decide to do something different tomorrow because I love new things. So now I'm taking each petal, I'm trying to overlap one, putting one on top of the other. Like, as you can see, I took the two colors, but I separated them. One white, one red, one white, one red. Don't forget, we're trying to make a rose. So now you just start by rolling it. Roll gently. This part you have to be really, really careful so each petal doesn't tear. And to close it up, you can just use a little bit of water at the end. You just put water in your fingers and just rub it on it. Yes, like what I just did. That tends to seal it up nicely so it doesn't open. Now I grab my knife. I'm going to cut it into two. And what you will see now will amaze you. Yay, look at that. We made two roses. And then you just use your fingers to slightly open up the petals to spread the rose, and use your hand to reshape gently by compressing the bottom. Yeah, press and compress. So that tends to make it have a balance. Okay, this is pretty easy, and just like you can see, this one is another one. It's really easy. Once you start it, once you get used to it, after the first one, the other one is very easy. So I tend to roll this in my hands and just fold the petals. After overlapping them, I just roll them together and do exactly what I did for the first one. Put water to seal it up. And then I'll split it with my knife again. Use my knife to split it into two, and then we have another 2 roses. Roses are forever. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Oh my goodness, they look so pretty, don't they? They look so pretty. Oh, to tell you the truth, when I finished, I was really happy with the results. Look at it. See what we made? Oh, they look so pretty. So right now, I am going to put them in my pan, but you can decide to just put them in your pan and throw them in the oven for about 20, 25, 30 minutes. But I just decided to do it in a different way. I wanted to use my slow cooker at first, but later I just said, you know what, I can just put them in my pan, cover it up, and leave it for about 25 minutes, low heat, and they are done. You see, how you know that they are done, they tend to harden up. You see that? It's hard now, really cooked. So I cooked this for about 25 minutes, and look at what we have. Yay, ready. So guys, oh my goodness, they really tasted amazing, super delicious. I would love for you guys to try it. Leave your beautiful comments as usual, and I want to say thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye for now. Thank you so much.